Hey friends, so I'm still working on my recap, but I had to take a break from that to record a reaction to Gypsy's apology video because holy hell, y'all, this is one of the least self-aware things I've seen to come out of Gypsy yet, and that's saying a lot. I actually tried to record the reaction to it last night, and I honestly couldn't get words out, y'all, for laughing at the ridiculousness. So I think I've had enough time to digest the hilarity. And maybe we could just talk about it. Here we go. Okay, Morgan Elena True Crime has the full video on her channel, so we're going to watch it there and give her a view. Because even directly from her TikTok, I don't want to give Gypsy a view. And she's probably already deleted it anyway, considering her patterns.
So this video is going to be for Ryan Anderson, and if you're not Ryan Anderson, then keep scrolling. But I know y'all watch. And
that's why you put it on TikTok. Or did Kian finally grow a little bit of a backbone and try and lay his foot down and be like, you are not messaging with Ryan anymore. The back and forth has to actually stop, because we all know Gypsy started all this. Okay, let's continue.
It's okay, but this video is not for y'all. It's for him. Yeah. So I know that it's been about 3 months since we had any kind of text message exchange. And I know it's been...
Yeah, and those 3 months was her initiating a text conversation with him to ask if he was with Amber J because she was jealous.
Really hard for you watching the show for the first time. I know it was all filmed, but I know that you don't. So I understand that you're reacting to things in real time, just like I am. So I'm sorry for not giving you that grace. I do want to say, like, this is going to be kind of a long video of me just putting out what's on my heart. And
I think what's on her heart is fear, because I know everyone's saying that HIPAA only applies to medical providers, but I'm pretty sure I've heard Cutting Board Dawn say different, and I trust her opinion on HIPAA. So I'm curious to see what she'll have to say about this. But Ryan, when he threatened to sue for HIPAA violation after she did this, and she sent that to Rod, and then Gypsy put that out in a screenshot, I think she got scared. And that's what this video is about. What do y'all think?
I know that it is hard to watch things that we have said and things that happen, even if it was 6, 7, 8 months ago, whatever. I understand that it's happened. The feelings are happening.
Well, yeah, I mean, in that one recent episode, Gypsy was sitting there giggling, so obviously delighted, reading that article where it basically said that she said that, you know, the living wasn't good with Ryan. What did she expect? What does it matter when it was recorded? Of course Ryan's going to be hurt. Of course he's going to react.
Happening in real time. I want you to know that it is extremely hard to watch you have to go through these emotions. And
yeah, that's why she's always giggling about it with Brie in the show.
And I understand that when you are doing live streams, you're speaking your truth. You're speaking your mind and your peace. And I'm never going to filter you for doing that.
She's apologizing for trying to filter him for doing that. So to say, I'm never going to filter you, you did. You've been trying to. I mean, if she gave a shit about accuracy, she would say something like, I'm not going to do that anymore. Because she's been trying to do it. It's what she's apologizing for.
But whenever you put out text messages between you and I,
she did that first. She had Brie put out the text messages between her and Ryan. So for her to act like he started all this and she's reacting out of this deep hurt and pain, she did it first. She did it first. This is not a sacred thing. She already did what she's upset at him about.
That I think are sacred. That should.
Why were they sacred only whenever he puts them out, but whenever you had Brie put them out and talked on the show about how you needed her to do that because you couldn't, but you wanted it to happen, those weren't sacred. It's this. Good God.
In my opinion, be sacred between us.
Clearly freaking not. Like I just said, whatever.
And when I mean sacred, I mean that There are very few people I trust in this world. And I have always counted you as one of them.
You could have kept on had you not cheated on him, humiliated him publicly, broke his heart, continued doing it, then tried to manipulate him and strung him along, keeping him on the hook until as recent as January of this year, and then released his private medical information to try and shame him. Had you not done all that, Ryan would still be your trusted, safe person and your husband.
So whenever I reached out to you when I was 2 weeks postpartum.
See, she's lucky he took the call. She's lucky he took the call or the text, and she's acting like he's lucky that she talked to him because he gets to be one of the few people she trusts, even though she did everything in the damn world to break that, to absolutely kill that trust.
I didn't know how to handle my emotions.
Again, that should have never been Ryan's problem. So all this time, I've been one of the ones giving Ryan a little bit of shit, saying that I'm impatient with him being all lovesick over Gypsy. But we didn't know that she was leaning on him because she had distance with Ken. Well, no wonder he was like that. I'm sorry, Ryan. Good God.
I just had a baby. My whole life changed. My literal whole life changed in an.
Yeah, that's what happens whenever you have a baby, especially when you have a baby while you're married to another man because you cheated on said man, and then you're still trying to lean on that man because you're having distance with the other man. Like, this is your problem. This is all your fault, Gypsy. You did all this. Ryan didn't do shit but react to what you did.
Instant. And I don't regret having Aurora. I don't. She's the best thing that ever happened to me.
That's a really weird thing to say. Like, as far as I know, no one's implied that she regretted having Aurora. So for her to have to clarify that feels like that came straight out of her mind and her heart. What do y'all think?
But I leaned on you.
You had no business doing that. You had no business leaning on someone who you treated that way and broken their heart and who you knew would take that as a hope for the relationship, a possible rekindling. Duh. No wonder Ryan's been acting the way he has.
I leaned on you because I trust you.
Again, doesn't matter. You had no business doing that. That was very, very wrong. And Ryan has every reason in the world to do whatever he does.
That is not something a lot of people I could say about.
Well, it's because of the way you treat people.
When I felt distant from Ken.
Oh, she got to spill a little tea here that, I reached out to Ryan because I felt distant from Ken. It was postpartum, blah, blah, blah. It didn't matter. People experience times of distance in their relationship. People experience postpartum and stuff. And you don't use that as an excuse to string along a vulnerable, heartbroken ex. That's not what a good person does.
During those first few weeks postpartum, I vented to you.
She thinks all this is a real excuse.
I told you everything that was on my heart.
So you had no business doing that. Why on earth wouldn't Ryan think he has a chance if you're venting to him saying that Ken's distant? And you sent him pictures of the baby right after it was born. What the actual hell?
And in my head. And I thought that was going to stay between us.
Why would you think that after you had Bree release his messages? Why would you expect that the same thing wouldn't happen back to you?
Did I tell Ken?
She thinks she can count on other people to always be a better person than she is because of her platform. Because if they're not a better person than she is, whenever she treats them badly, well, she can expose them in a way that the other people don't generally have the platform to do back to her. What a piece.
And eventually I did.
Eventually she told Ken. Yeah, she kept that a secret. No wonder Ken started acting weird and angry in all the lives and videos.
But I never aimed to hurt you.
Yes, she did. She had Bree put out his text messages. She told the reporter that he wasn't good in bed. All of those actions have been calculated to hurt him, especially whenever she put out his private medical information about his treatment. She's only doing this because of the backlash and probably because she's scared she actually will get sued. Like, it's so obvious. She thinks people are really going to eat this up, and some will.
It was never about hurting you.
Bullshit.
It was always about what the public might think. The public.
She said in that one episode, as far as she's concerned, Ryan is a member of the public
persona. And I think what gets to me, and I vented to this.
She is so pissed. Look at her, y'all. She's so mad that she has to be doing this. She thinks she's better than this, but something has made her have to do this.
To your mom is that.
And see, she had no business talking to Ryan's mom. Ryan's mom is either a really saint or thirsty for drama to take the call.
You have your TikTok personality, and then you have the real Ryan Anderson.
And says the woman who adopts a different accent in almost every video.
And those two are two completely different people. So when I see you on TikTok,
the two completely different people is most often whenever Ryan goes onto a TikTok live or makes a video, he's upset about something that just happened, something that Gypsy just did to him. So obviously he's angry and retaliating in those moments. Whereas if they have an actual friendly conversation, that's not what's happening there. She's acting like he's freaking multiple personality or something because of it. Good God.
Acting the way you do, talking the way you do, doing your polls. That's not the man that I married.
The man you married doesn't exist anymore, Gypsy. You killed him emotionally. You caused the emotional death of the man you married. That Ryan doesn't exist anymore. You jabbed him. You jabbed him verbally to death.
The man that I married went on Facebook once a month because I asked him to.
Again, that man doesn't exist anymore.
You didn't do social media. You didn't care. It was never.
He cares now because you humiliated him on an international stage.
Never about the public back then.
That was before you humiliated him. He was proud then. He thought he nabbed the Gypsy Rose matricide, and for some reason he thought that was prize.
And it's so hard to see what you have become.
He's become a hurt man because you hurt him. What the hell, y'all?
So yeah, I get mad, I get frustrated, I get angry.
Well, Ryan should be scared then, to be honest. You should probably get security.
Because I know that that's not you.
The Ryan that you married, again, doesn't exist anymore. You killed him.
Where's the person that came to visit me when we had an argument and I told you, don't come, and then you showed up anyway?
Divorced and emotionally dead. That's where that person is, that ring.
Where's the person that was there for me whenever my parents were on the edge of a divorce?
Oh, throwing out a little Christy tea. She must be mad at Christy right now.
And Christy didn't pick up the phone for 3 weeks. And you were all I had.
And so again, she's confirming things that Ryan said all along that no one ever knew if was true or not.
You think I forgot about that? I haven't.
You sure acted like you did whenever you took off like Ken and got pregnant while you were still married to Ryan. For the love of God, y'all, do you think she actually believes the stuff coming out of her mouth?
I hate that we keep doing this back and
That looked a little bit like Ruby or Demona coming out there. What do y'all think?
forth trying to hurt each other.
So stop it then, because you keep starting it.
But we're not trying to hurt each other. We're trying to hurt each other's reputations.
I see you doing that. I see Ryan protecting your reputation as much as he possibly can. Everybody who is in his audience is mad at him all the time for not going further, for not spilling more. He only goes as far as to even show a message whenever you've done absolutely horrendous things to him. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I'm not sure if I can get through the rest of it, y'all.
I hate the fact that we are trying to be at war with each other.
So stop being at war with him. I'm speeding this up, guys.
But I know I just want the best for you. I want you to be happy. I want you to move on. I want you to move on.
Oh, really? Then why did she text him and be like, are you with Amber J? Why did she get so freaking jealous and be like, that's my husband, whenever he was slapping booty? And she was scared he might be clapping cheeks.
I'm with someone that's going to make you happy, that's going to love you like you should be loved.
Oh, but just not Amber J, right?
And I know that it's hard because I get it. I did you wrong, and I'm sorry for that. But every time we would text each other, every time we would talk on the phone, you wouldn't really bring that up.
Yeah, because you weren't fighting at the time. But again, when he goes on a TikTok live or something like that, you've just hurt him. He is angry at that time. He's not going to be the same as when y'all were getting along good on the phone.
We were civil, if not even friendly. So yeah, I am sorry that in all of this confusion and anger and disappointment, that seeing that text message that you released for what? For what?
To get back at the fact that you were doing that to him, that you said he was just a member of the public when you've been venting to him, leaning on him, manipulating his emotions with that crap, talking to his mama. And then you go on TV and you're like, as far as I'm concerned, Ryan's just a member of the public. It doesn't matter that it was recorded months before. You should have thought about the fact that you might want to lean on him in the future. If you were ever going to allow that to be a possibility, you should have thought about that before saying that shit when it was filmed. Duh, freaking duh. Like, this is so elementary. This is the kind of stuff you should have learned in your classes in prison while you learn how to be a human being.
Because you wanted to show that you are the truth teller on TikTok?
You wanted to show that you're a liar because there are people out there who still don't know.
Well, that hurt my trust. And so, yes, in turn, I put out personal information of yours that I knew that you didn't want out there.
See, she said earlier, I never intentionally meant to hurt him. But she said because he hurt her trust, she put stuff out there that she knew he didn't want out there. That's intent to hurt him. She contradicts herself all the freaking time, y'all. Like, it's just so dumb. It's honestly dumb.
And it was wrong, and it was below the belt, and it was too far, and I'm sorry.
See, something, her parole officer, Mike Stanfield, something official enough to actually rein Gypsy Rose in has made her realize that that was actually too far. Because before whatever happened that happened, that's caused her to realize that. Before that, we all know that she was out there in that video being like, you punch, I punch back 10 times harder. Now, listen, I understand code switch of accents because being a millennial from the Ozarks, like I was raised with a thick Ozark hillbilly accent. And then being in the workforce in the 90s, that was not okay. That was not cool. Like you get written up for using improper language, and like we had to train ourselves out of it. But it does come back when you're around it a lot, or sometimes at heightened emotions and things like that. So I'm not saying that it could never happen, but whenever Gypsy does it, it seems so contrived and fake. And maybe I'm just biased because I don't like Gypsy. It's okay for y'all to call me out in the comments and say, millennial, you're just biased here. Now, y'all might be right. But it feels contrived when she does it, even though I know that's a real thing. Just saying.
I truly am sorry.
She's sorry she got in trouble, however she got in trouble.
Even if you give me many other jabs.
Ooh, jabs. That's a way to put it. It's like I said, she keeps saying, where's the man I married? You emotionally killed him with emotional verbal jabs to the heart. It seems to be your preferred method, whether it's literal or metaphorical.
I won't put out anything else about you.
Oh, y'all think that's going to be true? Let's see. Let's just see if that ends up true.
I'm not going to try to hurt you. I know that in your heart, you care about me.
We all know that. It's very obvious. It's also very obvious you never gave a shit about him.
I know in your heart that you are a good person.
Again, also obvious that you're not.
And I'm just sorry. I'm sorry that you fell in love with a piece of shit like me.
I think anyone who's ever had any contact with you, Gypsy, is probably sorry that you're a piece of shit.
I always said Ken was my love, is my love. But you were my comfort.
And you killed that comfort. I can't even watch the rest of it, y'all. I'm so done. I can't.
Dum 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 dum.
Hope y'all enjoyed the reaction here. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have a good day, y'all.
Dum 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 dum.